Most dog owners get it wrong when it comes to trimming their dog's nails. Some of the techniques you use could actually injure your dog. So we want to prevent that. And today we're going to teach you how to actually trim your dog's nails, even for a dog who doesn't like it. For cutting your dog's nails successfully, there are going to be some tools that you will need. I'll put the links to these tools in the description below so you can check them out on Amazon if you'd like. First thing is going to be actual nail clippers. I prefer the scissor type of nail clippers for your dog's nails. The second tool is going to be a Dremel or grinder. There is a specific grinder that I like. I'll put the link in the description below, but the grinder can be used after you use your nail trimmers, or it can be used by itself. This is primarily going to be used to smooth out the nails after you trim them, or you could actually grind and smooth the nails down at the same time using this without the trimmer. What happens if you hit that quick in your dog's nails? We want to prevent that as much as possible using the techniques I'm going to show you in this video. However, in case you do hit that quick, some type of quick clot powder to stop the bleeding can be useful as well. Also, if you want to get some extra things, high value food rewards would be great, so you can continue to build a positive association to nail trimming from your dog. And then also you might need a leash, you might need a pet cot. I'll show you in the video how I use them if I decide to use them. So before we actually get into the demonstrations and practical use of nail trimming, let's talk about the quick really quick. The quick is a bundle of nerves and blood vessels that's inside of your dog's nail. It can extend with the nail or recede with the nail, which is another reason why proper nail trimming is critical, to keep the quick receded as much as possible. So with that being said, just keep in mind this quick is there. I'm going to show you with a dog with dark colored nails what to identify. But essentially, a dog with dark colored nails, you want to look underneath the nail first. You're going to see a hollow part of the nail and then a solid part of the nail. That's going to tell you where that quick is, give or take. Trim only the hollow part of the nail. If you see a small dot on the nail as you're trimming it, that means that you're getting too close to the quick. Don't trim anymore. All right, so our first dog here, we got a dark nailed colored dog. I've got him on place already. He's not a huge fan of his nails getting done, so I'm going to constantly build a positive association like we already talked about. Now with that being said, I've got my tools ready. I've got my nail trimmer right here. I really like this one, super easy to use for a nail trimmer. I've also got my Dremel. This is my favorite Dremel to use for nail grinding. It's the Andis Dremel, and I've got links to all this in the description below so you guys can check it out in case you're interested. Make sure you get the sanding tip for it depending on the Dremel that you get. It may or may not come with the sanding tip, and you can replace these as you need to. Then I've got my bleeding stop powder, my quick stop powder. In case I accidentally hit a quick, I can use this as I need to. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Don't forget, our first priority is to figure out where that quick is, right? So on his paw, I'm just looking at this nail right here. You see where there's a hollow part at the end of the nail, and then it starts to fill in. Well, this hollow part is the part that I'm going to trim. I'm not going to trim to this part right here that fills in, because that's where the quick is. So if I go through his nails, let's see if I can find another one here. Right here, I can see the hollow part right there. Then it starts to fill in on this one. I can see the hollow part right here at the end, and then it starts to fill in. So on a dark-haired or a dark-colored dog's nails, I'm only doing the hollow parts, right? Good. Now with his nails in particular, I'm looking at them. I may actually prefer to use the Dremel on this instead of the nail clipper. I'm going to demonstrate both, okay? So right here, I've got my nail clipper right here. I'm just going to do short clips at a time, right? Just like this. So just taking off a little bit at a time, just like that, to trim his nail. I'm still holding his paw. Good. Reward. I want him to be as comfortable as possible while I'm trimming the nail. So if he's standing up, that's fine, but he's super comfortable on this place command, so I'm going to have him stay on here. But the key concept when you're trimming the nail, trim just a little bit at a time off the nail. And these trimmers typically come with this guard on the back. I just flip that to the side. I don't even pay attention to that. Okay, so this is how I trim the nails, just right here. And you can actually make them relatively smooth just with the trimmer without the Dremel, okay? But on his nails in particular, I'm actually wanting to use the Dremel. So what I'm going to do here, I wouldn't even have to use the clipper at all. I can go straight to the Dremel. This turns on at high power, so I'm going to turn it down by hitting the minus sign. hit it a couple times so I can get to the lowest setting possible. Then I'm gonna just start trimming his paw here, or his claw. So with that being said, when I'm doing a Dremel, I'm doing two things. One, I'm pushing down a little bit to start grinding off some of that nail. And then number two, I'm starting to smooth it out. So I always talk about pushing down to apply pressure to grind that nail off. And then I start smoothing it out. And the way I know if it's smooth or not, I'll actually take my finger, rub it across the nail here, and I'm feeling for any sharpness. As soon as I feel sharpness, then I'm going to actually grind it until it feels smooth. And you can actually do the bottom part here. I'm just not going to grind it down to where that has filled in the nail where the quick is. Okay. Now with that being said, he is a short-haired dog, so this is looking very easy right now. If you have a doodle or a longer-haired dog, it can be more challenging. You don't want to get that hair wrapped up into the grinder. And so what I do with these Dremels, like I said, I apply some light pressure as I'm smoothing it out, and that'll take the length off the nail and it'll make it smooth all at the same time. You can increase the speed as you need to here if you need some more efficiency. Good. Take breaks as you need to reward and continue your positive association. So he doesn't necessarily enjoy it, but he is very tolerant of it. Okay, so right now I'm just inspecting the nail. You can tell where I've grinded it versus where it has not been grinded down. But the nail, I did take off a pretty good length right there, because if I look at the bottom, there's no more hollow. It's all filled in. So that means I'm basically right up to where the quick is. And then I've smoothed it out. I can rub my finger over this whole nail and there's nothing sharp or that feels like it's gonna stab me or something. So let's do another nail real quick. We'll do this one next. We can see on the bottom where the nail starts to fill in, right about here my finger is. From here that way is filled in, so that's where the quick is. From here out is hollow, so that means that's where I could trim. So I can start this one with the trimmer to get the majority of that hollow part off, just little trims at a time, just like this. It's okay, just a little bit at a time. Don't do nothing too much. So I got the majority of that hollowness off. Now I'm gonna grind it down with the grinder, turn this down again. And you can tell I'm applying some light pressure at the same time that I'm working to smooth out that nail. And then I'll come at it from different angles too to make it as even on the grinding as possible. I don't want to grind down just one part of the nail and leave the rest of the nail long. Okay, turn this up one right here, just like that. And notice when I'm grinding it, I feel like I'm kind of brushing the nail because I move from one side to the next, just like that. So I move from one side to the next, apply some light pressure to grind off just a little bit of nail, and then I'm working to smooth that out, okay? So you can tell I'm right about to where that hollow part of the quick is. Or not the hollow, but I'm basically remove the hollow part. I'm right to where the nail fullness is, okay? We got a little bit of a flake there. I'm just gonna grind that. So now I'm feeling it. Everything feels nice and smooth, just a little bit more. Then let me check it out real quick. So right here, everything looks nice and smooth on that nail. I actually want to trim this just a little bit more. Right here. Even though it's smooth, I knew by looking at it that I could take off just a little bit more here. So I'm just constantly adjusting the speed here and then adjusting where I'm grinding. Again, I feel like I'm brushing the nail, moving side to side, applying light pressure as I am smoothing this out. Now, if you have super long nails, you could definitely apply more pressure if needed, but with his nails, what's really working good, taking the trimmer, trimming off a section of nail, and then taking the grinder and painting it and smoothing it out as I apply light pressure. So I get a nice smooth rounded nail, and you can literally look at this nail right here and tell that's a really nice trim because I've trimmed out as much length as possible. Then I've grinded it down. It's very smooth. And if I were to continue doing this, you know, once a week or something, that quick would continue to recede as that nail recedes. Now that we've talked about and demonstrated how to trim dogs' nails, let's address another question. What if we do hit that quick? First thing you're gonna wanna do is not panic. It'll be all right. Grab your quick stop powder, put it on that nail, press and hold firmly, and that bleeding should subside. Once it's subsided, just go about your positive association building with your food rewards and take a quick break from nail trimming. Learn why you hit the quick and don't do that again in the future. And there you have it. Now you know how to trim your dog's nails safely and effectively. Don't forget to keep doing your positive association sessions around your actual nail trimming to continue to build the positive association. And don't forget, if this video brought you value, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. One thing that can help with your nail trimming could be a place command, which I teach you how to do that in this video right here. So check that out next, and I'll see you there.